Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, we're from Group 7. Now we're going to present our material, bullying and harassment. But before we come to the presentation season, let me introduce the member of this group. My name is Aulia Salsabila.
I am Aprilia Maudina.
My name is Sabrina Alia Radia.
My name is Sakina Nur Aziza.
Well, that's enough about the introduction season. Let's come to the next season. It will be the presentation of our material. Because I'm the first speaker, I will begin our presentation. Definition: bullying is any form of oppression or violence that is deliberately carried out by a more powerful person or group. The purpose of bullying is to hurt other people and it continues continuously. Sexual harassment is a crime that can harm other people or even cause trauma to the victim. Cases of sexual harassment are increasingly common. However, there are still many people who do not recognize the characteristic. As a result, it is very difficult to prevent this action, whether experienced by oneself or by others. Knowing the type of sexual harassment can then be a form of self-protection.
Okay, the next I will explain the problem analysis. Workplace bullying is repeated harassment that creates a psychological power imbalance between the bully and the target. This power imbalance makes it difficult, if not impossible, for the target to defend themselves. As a racial target and witness, both experience psychological problems, including stress, anxiety, and depression. And this result in physical problems such as headache, heart problem, lack of sleep, and more. Of course, people are afraid that their boss or CO workers will not work optimally. Satisfaction, company loyalty, and internal relationships also suffer. Bullying is quite insidious and often starts with a simple, mild or rude email. There was an initial uncivil incident and no one spoke up. Silence sends the message that this behavior is okay. Over time, the behavior becomes more frequent and more aggressive. Ultimately, targets and witnesses realize that these bullies have psychological power and they feel powerless to stop the behavior, unless of course you have a strong and positive culture. Then people feel free to talk. Next, what things can happen in bullying and harassment? Harassment and bullying can occur against one or more people and can involve single or repeated incidents across a wide spectrum of behavior, from extreme forms of bullying, such as physical violence, to more subtle forms such as ignoring someone. Causes that encourage bullying against victims are seniority and competition between employees and the victim's way of working, which is considered slow and inefficient. The bullying received has a variety of impacts, ranging from negative impacts to positive impacts. The negative impacts received including feeling stressed, depressed, reducing work efficiency, thinking, and cause the victim to feel hurt and take revenge on the perpetrator. Then there was also one victim who had asthma who relapsed and experienced convulsions after experiencing bullying. Apart from that, bullying can give rise to feelings of hate towards the perpetrator and towards other people who are similar to the perpetrator. The victim also experiences and change in personality after being bullied, and the victim chose to avoid the perpetrator, and because there was a fear of being bullied again, made the team try to work as best as possible. Apart from that, a positive impact was also felt, namely feeling stronger and mentally stronger, and the bullying was used as motivation for him or her.
Things that can avoid problems of bullying and harassment. Things that can be avoided problems bullying and harassment. 1. Avoid a toxic work environment. 2. Don't find out about all the problems at work, or it's better to just keep quiet. 3. Avoid being influenced thereby causing conversion from another people. 4. Don't do whatever you want when you are with your boss. 5. Do not ask language that is impolite or unfriendly. Solution. There are several ways to solve bullying and harassment, including 1. Relax. Bullies often want to provoke a reaction. Actually, they will be happy if the victim solve annoyance because of their actions. So it's good to stay calm. Train yourself to have emotional boundaries that prevent you from easily reacting and feeling bad about yourself when you experience bullying at work. 2. Address the problems head on. Try to discuss and empathy your opinion with the perpetrator. Speak nicely so that the perpetrator will listen, and asking him to carry out the bullying action. 3. Notify your boss or HRD. The next wise is to notify your superior or HRD about the problems that is occurring. However, when conveying these problems, do so with proper communication so that they can help find the best solution. 4. Talk to another people. Talking to another people you can help you overcome the effects of bullying and can lighten the burden you feel a little. Here you can discuss your problems with colleagues, supervision, friends, or the therapist if you feel it's necessary.
Next, I will explain the conclusion of bullying and harassment in the workplace. Bullying can pose risks to health and safety, including the risk of harm to the emotional, psychosocial, mental, or physical health of employees in the workplace. Because bullying has a detrimental impact on victims and organizations. Bullying and harassment occur at the most severe end of the spectrum of workplace incivility, a spectrum that also includes low-intensity deviant acts such as rude verbal and non-verbal behavior toward members of a team, groups, or organization. The problem of sexual harassment seems endless, with all the pros and cons involved. Sexual harassment often occurs to women, but it does not rule out the possibility that men also experience sexual harassment. Some victims of sexual harassment have become aware of coming to a psychologist. However, many cases of sexual harassment go undetected because the victims are too embarrassed to tell other people and have to bear the burden themselves. Another factor that causes victims to be reluctant to consult is fear of telling their story to strangers, cons, time, or place that are far from reach.